Okay, moving on. So you have in this problem 2n children in a circle. um, and the cards are 1 through 4n, and the larger valued card. Okay, what the heck is this? Like, okay. Like, okay, so like when n equals 1, what's the if you start with 1, 3, 2, 4, the point is that the cards just swap, so nothing happens. Okay, so when n equals 2, okay, can I just like have like, instead of having both cards move, can I just have the smaller card move like 2 spaces to the left and the larger card just stays put? So I don't have to do with 2 moving cards. Yeah, okay. Yeah, someone has to see me. Yeah, because I also feel like this explains why it's like 2n children, right? Like, because that means that you really have just like 2 subgames. Okay, we're gonna just do that. So we're just gonna do that because I don't think there's any reason you want both cards to move. Other. Okay, so reduction. Instead, have the larger card stay put, and the smaller card move 2 spaces left. This splits the game. This splits the game into 2 subgames, disconnected subgames of n children each. Okay, so we're gonna look at the sub. We're gonna just look at n. We're gonna look at the sub problem now, where we have n cards, n kids, and 2 n cards. And the relative size. It's a little weird because now your cards are interleaved, right? So you can imagine a situation in which some of the cards are consecutive and some of them aren't, right? Because you're kind of splitting these 4n cards into 2 halves, and okay, whatever. We'll just run with it. So let's take like n equals. I'm gonna do a bigger example now. N equals 4 maybe, and we'll say that there's. Oh shit, that's a lot of cards actually. N equals 3. Alright, see ya. Well, okay, here's what's gonna happen, alright? So somewhere like there's the biggest card, and the biggest card just never moves. So the other card gets passed around. And then you have the next biggest card, like max, like the second biggest, and it will eventually go. So this card stabilizes in stabilizes in 0 turns. So it stops in 0 turns. So this stabilizes in 0 turns. And then you have the second biggest card, and eventually that second biggest card will stabilize as well. In fact, n-1 is going to be the time threshold. So you have like the second biggest card, which is max -1, and that card will, after at most 1 turn, it will stay put. And then the third biggest card, I'm using -2. I shouldn't use -1 because the card labels might not be consecutive anymore. But this is like second biggest. And then eventually the third biggest card gets stuck after like at most 2 turns. So if the game hasn't ended by now, then the other cards will, all they're going to do is just cycle. Like they just move in through cycles. So when all the biggest cards have stabilized, then the smaller cards are just moving in a loop. And I want to show that they were supposed to collide earlier, unless if they ever. Well, actually, the small cards never collide. So the only yeah. So the only way you can die is if like your the fourth biggest card. If these two are consecutive. Right, so this will stabilize in, well, this not stabilize. Fuck. How do I say this? The fourth biggest card for n equals 3 is the one I care about. And this is the only one that could cause the game to end, because 4th, 5th, and 6th place will never talk to each other again. First, and then, there's more than one gap. So in order for the game to end, 4th and 3rd must be consecutive, and they must not have met earlier. So what I want is the 4th biggest card to not have run into the 3rd biggest card before. Okay. Alright. Okay, I think I understand what's going on. So I only actually care about these cards. So the other small cards no longer matter. We will just forget about them. Is that true? Yeah, I don't think they should matter anymore. And we're just gonna focus on like biggest, second biggest, third biggest, and fourth biggest. So they must have met earlier, right? They must have met earlier. I wonder if I can consider the process like the dual thing. So I did this thing where the largest cards stay put, and then in at most n-1 turns, they all stabilize. You might be able to say something similar for the smallest cards. So if you had instead, like, if you hold the smallest cards and pass the larger cards, those will stabilize in if effectively the same way. I wonder if I can like consider both perspectives at once and see if that does anything. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I should just be okay. Like, I feel like... well, I only need to pay attention to these 4 cards is the thing. Okay, well, let me draw some scenarios. So it's like you have max, and then like if second is here, and like third is somewhere, fourth is somewhere. These are the biggest cards, so they don't move around. I might need a bigger example actually. We're gonna bump this up to like n equals like 5. I think 3 is actually too small for me to see what's going on. So we're gonna draw the picture for n equals 5. So max, and then there's like second. Second is somewhere. I don't know where. Shit. Oh, this is actually a little annoying. Like maybe, I don't know, 5th and then 6th or something. I don't know. And the point is the second goes here, then bump, 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 bump. Does like the 5th have to run into the 6th? Is that the claim? Like, is the claim that the 5th card and the 6th card will run into each other in 5 turns? It must be, because otherwise the problem statement is if they don't run into each other, then as soon as you reach the stable position, the 6th card starts flying around everywhere, and it will eventually collide with the 5th card. So my claim is that the 5th and 6th must meet at some point. In the first n-1 turns, before everything stabilizes. If that's what I'm aiming for, do I care about first, second, third, fourth? Like, I don't care which of these is bigger than the other. Like, these can just be anonymous green bubbles. And the point is that they, even the max bubble can just be anonymous. I don't care about the distinction, because the only thing I care about is that, like, the green things are moving around. And then I have, like, the 5th one, and the 6th one, and... Wait, so I think this is just clear. Yeah, but there's... What about 5 where they give first card to second child to right and so on? The problem statement remains the problem remains true if each child has 3 cards and they keep the middle card. Wait, that sounds really familiar. Give me a moment. I want to check if I've seen something before. This thing, right? Ah, I thought it sounded familiar. Anyways, yeah. So I should be thinking about it with like 2 red bubbles, and like fifth should actually be colored differently, I think. I mean, it doesn't matter which one's which. But the problem is like you give like n minus 1 green bubbles and then 2 red bubbles. And the rules are if you have 2 bubbles, you pass one of them, preferring the red one if you have both green and red, and you want the 2 red bubbles to collide. And this should just be true. Okay, I say that, but so the red bubbles that we'll say as soon as a green bubble is in a slot, like the first green bubble at each slot will tie to the slot. So we're gonna like put a anchor here or something like this. So this green bubble doesn't move anymore. And so the other green bubbles will move until they reach a place that isn't slotted, and it might like bump the red one out. And so like what's going to happen is the green bubble goes do here and then bumps that red one. Okay, this is really annoying to. This is going to be really annoying to write, but I think this should just work. Like you tie that green bubble will get tied here and it will bump the red one. So how do you write this? Okay, I want to draw a bigger example. Actually, because all the data is so anonymous that at this point, okay, so imagine there's like green, 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 green. There's a hole here, and then like there's another. Maybe we put like another one here or something. I don't know. And then there's a hole here, and then here you have like a red bubble, and you put the other red bubble. Like I don't know. I feel like this reminds me of that gas problem. You know the what's it called? The car going around the track. Well now it's off the page, but that thing. Where I'm looking for a point where when I start, you know, everything, there's a unique starting point for which like it will actually just complete the whole bridge. I'm gonna write empty or something. I don't know. Empty. This is really obnoxious to write. But the point is, you can cut the ring somewhere such that you can't go past the end of that ring until the red things collide. Yeah. Okay, I think this should just work. I just don't want to write it because it's not fun to write. But I will write it like a good student. Or something. I think I need more green things for this to work. There. Wait, am I still? I think I'm still short green circles. Like I guess I can put a green circle here or something. I need to have I have one more empty spot than I should. Wait, actually, hang on. Let me get the details right. Oh, is that Raney? Yeah, Raney. Yeah, I'll just put another one here. Okay, I think that is the correct count now. But basically what's going to happen is the green things move to fill in all the spaces, and they push the red things, and eventually the red things will get pushed somewhere. Because I have one more bubble, then... okay, what's the statement I want to write? Okay, no, the statement I want to say is that if you assume for contradiction the red bubbles never collide, then you can run this process with only green bubbles colliding. In other words, then when the time limit ends, all the green bubbles are... So I want the green bubbles to not like the red bubble... hang on. Freaking, God, what do I want to say? God, I feel like I should be using the gas thingy. Oh shit, I wanted this one to be empty, right? Yeah, this should be empty. I feel like I need to like hide one of the red bubbles and then do the gas argument or something. Like there should be a unique point on the circular track such that I have exactly enough gas to go all the way around. Is something like this? I feel like this example is a little misleading because I put the red circles... Okay, let me bump more things around. I'm gonna move this guy here and this guy here. So we can think a little better. And actually, I'm gonna swap these two as well. Okay, wait, what is the Raney result again? Oh, it's someone. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, then that will kill it. Because what you do is you cut there, and then nothing will go past there, so the red things will eventually collide at the end. Okay, so Spain is not the correct citation. The correct citation is this lemma. Beautiful. Where the xi's are the number of bubbles minus 1. means that I can find a cyclic shift. There's a unique cyclic shift, I cut it there. So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm like cutting it here. You take a pair of scissors or whatever, and you cut right here. And then nothing can go past the line with the scissors. So the red things eventually collide because they have to. Because eventually the red things will sit on cells not occupied by green, but the green will occupy everything except the cell right before. So you actually know exactly where the red things collide is. Or, no, you don't know exactly where, but you know they will eventually collide. Exactly here. It might not be the first time they meet, but they will meet at this point. And the ending configuration will look exactly like everything is green up until 2 red dots right before the scissors. Okay, that does it. That will solve it. Which is why I couldn't just eyeball it, because Raney is actually not that easy to prove. Or it's not that easy, isn't. It's not trivial. Like, there is some substance there, and that's why, like, me staring at it, trying to eyeball it, wasn't working. It's because it's actually a lemma. Okay, alright, cool. This is going to be fun to write up. I think the write-up will not have bubbles in it. Fix large cards so small cards move by 2. Absolute difference. Weekly decreases every n seconds. Oh, am I supposed to come up with that? Hang on, why is that true? Oh, I guess it's just true. Okay, fine. Okay, oh, this is not the... I feel like it should remember which screen it is, so I don't have to keep changing it. Okay, let's do the write-up. Yeah, okay. Change the rules such that, so that a child keeps their largest card and passes the smaller card to children to their left. Hence the largest card. Moreover, only children of the same parity around the circle ever interact with each other. So we may restrict attention to the n even numbered children, say. Let C1 greater than C2, C2n denote their 2n cards in order. Note that, so C2n stabilizes after at most 0 moves, at most 1 move, and hence actually I don't even care about this. Right, because the whole point of the rating argument is that I'm not paying attention to which card is which. Okay, so we color we color a card green. The cards Cn, 2n, n minus Cn, Cn, n plus 1, 2n green. The green cards have the property. Why can we change the rules? It's the same up to rotating the names of the players. Like, it doesn't change, like... It's equivalent to following the rules, and then, like, after each turn, everyone just passes both their cards one slot to the left or right. Left. Like, you're just rotating the circle. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Child with 2 green cards. Call the children. Oh shit. Okay, I have a problem. Child and card both start with C. So what do I call the kids if the cards are already capital C? K. I'm just gonna replace the word child with kids everywhere. Call the kids K1 through Kn. We are going to use okay. We are going to use the following lemma now. The following really motivated lemma. Okay, and this is lowercase n. Apply the lemma to the sequence of integers, which is -1, 0, 1, add a kid according to whether they have 0, 1, or 2 green cards to start. This means that we can label the kids around the circle K1, K2, Kn, such that Okay, so I actually do need the uniqueness. According to the unique cyclic shift. I don't know what I'm supposed to say next. Wait, okay, what was the point? Okay, so the point of this was that, the choice of cyclic shifts ensures I really don't want to write this up. All the kids are complete growths. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna write a to be written later note and probably never get to writing it because this is too annoying. CN if Cn and Cn plus 1 had consecutive numbers, had non-consecutive numbers, then no kid will ever hold cards of consecutive numbers again. since they always have one green card, one card at least CN plus 1, and one card at most CN. Moreover, I claim CN plus 1 are held at the same point sometime in those n minus 1. Are both held by K. Moreover, okay, I'll say exactly which part I'm not writing out because I'm being lazy. We have right after the n minus first second, Cn and Cn plus 1 are held by kid Kn. To be written later. Never. Ended. Okay, the end.